Okay, Rishabh, so let's start your snap mock for RAC. And as you mentioned, you are preparing for HPCL.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Rishabh, what is refrigeration?
Refrigeration is basically maintaining low temperature at a particular reservoir than the surroundings. The process of maintaining low temperature.
So how we can maintain temperature below the atmospheric temperature?
So it is basically, it can be done by various processes. Either you can directly connect, you can put ice in that, or basically there are many processes. This vapor compression refrigeration system is there, then VARS is there. Then there is reverse Brayton cycle or Bray-Coleman cycle. By this process, we can maintain the process less than atmospheric, maintain the temperature less than atmospheric.
So what is the difference between isentropic, what you can say, expansion and isenthalpic expansion?
Sir, isentropic expansion basically means there's no entropy change, or it is an adiabatic expansion. And isenthalpic expansion is that expansion in this enthalpy remains constant. So in isentropic expansion takes place in an expander, and isenthalpic expansion takes place in a throttle valve. So in isentropic expansion, we get work output, and in isenthalpic expansion, we do not get a work output.
So which one we will use in VCRS?
In VCRS, isenthalpic expansion is used. Because
why can't we use isentropic expansion?
So because it will cost more, because the specific volume of saturated liquid is very less as compared to that of gas. So the work output will be very less as compared to the cost of the expander. So it will not be feasible.
Rishabh, you know what VRS system, vapor absorption refrigeration system?
Yes, sir.
So what are the advantages of VRS system over VCRS?
So the most important advantage is that it uses low grade energy. So it is basically used in those places where electricity is not easily available. So it uses heat energy as the input, and it produces refrigeration. So although its COP is not very good, but when there is no electricity available, then we use this.
What is the basic principle of working of this VRS, Rishabh? How it works? How the entire system of VRS works?
So there is an evaporator. After that, there is an absorber, then pump, and after that there is generator, condenser, and then expansion valve. So basically, what happens is that in evaporator, the heat is taken by, let's say, ammonia water system we are talking about. Heat is taken by ammonia and it converts into.
Rishabh, tell me one thing. Tell me one thing only. Yes. How we are creating suction in evaporator in VRS? You know, in VCRS we create suction. In VCRS we create suction in the evaporator with some compressor. Like we have some compressor, and through that compressor only we suck the refrigerant from out of the, what you can say, evaporator. Yes, so sir. How the suction is taking place in VRS?
So the vapor from evaporator goes to absorber and water absorbs it. So it converts into liquid form. So
no, why it will go? Why the vapor from the evaporator will go into the absorber?
Because of pump, I think.
Pump, no. Pump is just circulating the liquid from the absorber to the generator, that mixture.
So I think because it has higher energy, it is in gaseous phase. So it goes.
Higher energy? What type of energy? What type of energy?
So it is in gaseous state, so its kinetic energy is high as compared to liquid state. So I think I should have called it diffusion process. By diffusion process it goes, I guess. I'm guessing.
Okay. Rishabh, like if I will ask you about effect of the subcooling on the performance of VCRS. What is the effect of subcooling of the refrigerant on the performance of VCRS system?
Due to subcooling, the refrigeration effect increases and work input remains constant, so COP increases.
Achha, how we can carry out subcooling?
So we can carry out by either using a heat exchanger, or cooling either by use of a we can do subcooling either by use of a heat exchanger. The steam, the vapor coming out from the evaporator and the liquid coming out from the condenser are both put in a heat exchanger, and then subcooling takes place. Or either we can subcool it in the condenser itself.
I suppose if you're subcooling in the condenser only,
Yes, sir.
then what do you think? Like there will be no effect on the compressor work?
No, sir, I don't think there will be an effect on compressor.
Achha, how you will subcool in the condenser? What you will do? You will supply fresh water,
I think we will put water.
more water, more mass flow of the, what you can say, water.
Yes, sir, water jets, water around the condenser.
Okay. Okay, you heard about Rishabh cascade refrigeration?
Yes, sir.
क्या होता है?
So cascade refrigeration is basically used to generate very low pressures. In this, two refrigeration systems are used, in which the condenser of one the evaporator of the other refrigeration system, top refrigeration system, takes the heat from the condenser of the lower refrigeration system. So that's where very low temperatures can be created.
Rishabh, what is multi-stage compression, and for what purpose we carried out of this multi-stage compression?
So multi-stage compression is carried out to reduce the work input. Like in this, compression is carried out, after that intercooling is done, and then again the fluid is passed to another compressor, and in this way compression is done in multiple stages. So this reduces the work input to the compressor.
Rishabh, can you give me some example of these expansion devices which actually we use in VCRS system? Different type of expansion devices.
One is throttle valve, another is capillary tube.
Achha, both throttle valve, capillary tube, both are expansion devices. Means in both the expansion which is taking place, that is isenthalpic expansion. But what is the basic difference?
Yes,
what is the difference between that what you can say thermostatic expansion valve and this capillary tube?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, Rishabh, my last question is to you. What are the desirable properties of a refrigerant?
So it should be a high critical temperature, and the enthalpy of vaporization should be high, and the specific heat of vapor should be high, and specific heat of liquid should be low, and it should not be toxic. That's all.
What is bypass factor, Rishabh?
So bypass factor is a measure of how much the air has, how much part of the air has not in contact with the cooling or heating coil. It is basically a measure of that.
So ये ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, कम होना चाहिए?
So bypass factor कम होना चाहिए. It is 1 minus efficiency of the coil.
Okay. Okay. What is relative humidity, Rishabh? What is relative humidity?
The relative humidity is the ratio of mass of vapor in any state to the mass of vapor which maximum that air can hold, means at that temperature, means mass of vapor by mass of vapor at saturated state, or it can also be said pressure of vapor by pressure of vapor at saturated state.
अच्छा, कंफर्ट कंडीशन पे कितना ह्यूमिडिटी, कितना टेम्परेचर हमें चाहिए होता है? लाइक रफली इफ आई विल आस्क यू द कंफर्ट कंडीशंस, टेम्परेचर एंड ह्यूमिडिटी. Okay, I think Rishabh, there is some internet problem.
Yeah, I corrected it, sir. So there is actually a limit set on my device that 1 GB will be the limit. So that's why every time I do this, it happens.
Okay, Rishabh, let me give you the feedback.
Yes.
So Rishabh, I have asked you some question, isentropic, isenthalpic expansion, the difference. Yes, in isentropic expansion, we need to attach some kind of expansion piston cylinder arrangement. And yes, that cost of that isentropic expansion is high as compared to isenthalpic expansion device, because isenthalpic expansion device is simply a kind of some kind of restriction, some porous plug, some kind of orifice or capillary tube that also we are having.
Yes.
Expansion valve, partially opened valve is also worked as a isenthalpic expansion device. Yes, so that reason is right, because if you use isentropic expansion in VCRS, so you're not going to get any work output, because at the end of the condenser, we are having the saturated liquid. So
Yes.
the work output is nil, negligible. So the cost cannot be justified in that case. VRS का advantages आपने बताया, but VRS का principle आप miss कर गए ऋषभ. Principle क्या होता है? When the refrigerant, when some kind of ammonia or water, if you are using as a refrigerant, suppose if you will talk about ammonia water system, suppose, so ammonia is the refrigerant. So when ammonia will be absorbed in the water, its vapor pressure actually will decrease. So due to that absorption, the vapor pressure is decreases. So the refrigerant which is there in the evaporator, so the vapor pressure there and the vapor pressure in the absorber, there is a difference. Okay, and that difference is actually creating that differential pressure, and due to that only the refrigerant is moving from the evaporator to the absorber. Okay,
so 1 minute,
that is,
can you wait? I can take a copy and note it. Means I have the copy, but
yes, and that is a basic principle also. Like if you will start reading this chapter, you will find some basic principles of VCRS and some kind of two containers you will find, and then you will able to explore that point, how actually that pressure difference is creating, because that is a key point actually. Because if you will say, sir, we attached, we replaced the evaporator, we compressor, we replaced it with generator absorber, that everybody will say. Okay, so basic principle का मतलब क्या होता है, that you need to understand. Subcooling कैसे करते हैं, what will be the effect, that is right. Subcooling से क्या advantage होगा? Cascade refrigeration also you answered. Multi-stage compression we use to produce very low temperature, so that in single compression, because the pressure difference is very high between the condenser and evaporator, because we want to produce very low temperature. So in a single stage, if you will compress the gas to produce very low temperature, then work input required should be very high. So we need to compress a gas in multiple stages so that entire work input will be less. Bypass factor also you answered. Relative humidity you answered. You missed that difference between thermostatic expansion valve and capillary tube. तो थोड़ा सा इन तीनों को डिफरेंस देखो आपको, कैपिलरी ट्यूब, थर्मोस्टेटिक एक्सपेंशन वाल्व, ऑटोमेटिक एक्सपेंशन वाल्व. So you need to know like where we use in domestic refrigerator, why we use capillary tube, why don't we use expansion valve like thermostatic or automatic expansion valve. तो तीनों को थोड़ा सा सर्च करोगे, you will find some good information. But like suppose if you are not getting any information and you are facing any kind of technical difficulty in understanding this, then you can shoot your query directly to me through WhatsApp or through call. Then we will discuss. But before that, you need to actually watch some kind of animations or some videos, that will help you actually. Okay, Rishabh. So overall, it's fine. Overall, it's fine.
3 thermostatic, capillary tube, and
automatic expansion.
Thermostatic, capillary.
Automatic expansion.
Okay, automatic.
Okay. Properties आपने बहुत limited बताई ऋषभ. You need to know much more about these properties of refrigerant, है ना? तो latent heat का, boiling point का, critical point. Okay. specific volume, toxicity, cost, okay, condenser pressure. There are so many points which you can highlight. तो अभी कुछ लिमिटेड था, बट आपको उसमें और काम करना चाहिए प्रॉपर्टीज वगैरह पे, बिकॉज यहाँ से क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं ऋषभ, ठीक है. Overall it's fine, but further you can improve it for your what you can say next.
Actually, I feel that these application subjects are my weak part, so that's why I was giving this mock so that I know where I am weak. I feel that these power plant IC and RSC, these are a bit weaker parts. So,
but yes, but if you will highlight this, because in interview they can go into any area. Like if you will mention about heat, this RAC, then they can link it with the heat transfer also, and that heat exchanger part also. Because overall, whether it is a condenser or evaporator, all these are kind of heat exchanger only. So then you will find some mixed question actually. One topic they will pick and they will ask you some linked question. So yes, you need to be comfortable about all those basic subjects and their application also. Okay, sure. Okay, good luck and keep preparing. Okay.